A Snake in the Grass. It is a story written by a well-known Indian writer in English, R.K. Narayan. He wrote several novels and short stories that won him many awards. They deal with the peculiarities of human relationships and the realities of human life. Most of his novels are set in the imaginary South Indian town of Malgudi. Now, I am going to tell you something about the story. A snake enters the compound of a house. Upon getting the information from a cyclist, the family members and neighbors go in search of it. Dasa, the clever servant, tricked his employers, a mother and her 4 sons, into thinking that he has caught a cobra for which the family has been searching in the garden all day. Earlier in the day, the family accused the servant of being lazy and not cutting the grass. They spent the entire afternoon searching for the snake. Then what happens next? All of you take your text and turn to page number 24. A snake in the grass. Listen. It was a sunny afternoon. The inmates of the bungalow were at their siesta. A cyclist rang his bell at the gate frantically and shouted, "A big cobra has got into your compound. It crossed my wheel." He pointed to his trunk under the gate and resumed his journey. It was a sunny afternoon. The inmates, it is a new word for you, inmates. Inmates means people living together. People living together. It was a sunny afternoon. The inmates of the bungalow were at their siesta. S-I-E-S-T-A, siesta. A short sleep in the afternoon. A short sleep. In the afternoon. മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഉച്ചമയക്കം. A cyclist rang his bell at the gate frantically means terrified, ഭയപ്പെട്ടുകൊണ്ട്, and shouted. Who is a cyclist? One who rides a bicycle. A big cobra has got into your compound. It crossed my wheel. He pointed to his trunk under the gate and resumed his journey. ഇപ്പോഴാ വീട്ടിലുള്ള ആൾക്കാരെല്ലാം ഉച്ചമയക്കത്തിലായിരുന്നു. Then who came there? A cyclist. A cyclist. What did he shout? He shouted, "A big cobra has got into your compound. It crossed my wheel." Then he pointed to its trunk. Trunk means its way. He pointed to its trunk under the gate and resumed his journey. Then he stopped his journey. Then right side we have a question. Identify the references to time, locate and the character in the first part of the story. Here time is afternoon, location, road, character, the cyclist. Then next para. The family consisted of the mother and her 4 sons. They were greatly agitated to hear the news. Soon they assembled at the gate. Their old servant Dasa was sleeping in the shed. They shook him out of his sleep and told him about the arrival of the cobra. How many members are there in that family? There are 5 members, the mother and her 4 sons. They were greatly agitated. Agitated means disturbed. They were greatly agitated. Agitated means disturbed. They were greatly agitated to hear the news. Which news? A cobra has got into their compound. Who told this news? A cyclist. They were greatly agitated to hear the news. Soon they assembled at the gate. Then what did they do? അവർ ആ ഗേറ്റിന് എടുത്ത് അവരെല്ലാവരും കൂടെ ഗേറ്റിന് സമീപം എല്ലാവരും കൂടി ഒത്തുചേർന്നു. Their old servant Dasa was sleeping in the shed. What is the name of their servant? Dasa. Dasa. What was he doing? He was sleeping in the shed. Then what did they do? They shook him out of his sleep and told him about the arrival of the cobra. Then on hearing this news, all the family members gathered at the gate and they called their servant Dasa and told him about the arrival of the cobra. Why did the cyclist ring the bell and shout? Cyclist എന്താ പറഞ്ഞത്? ഫസ്റ്റ് പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ നമ്മൾ നോക്കിയതാണ്. He saw a snake that crossed his wheel and entered the compound of the bungalow. He saw a snake crossed his wheel and entered the compound of the bungalow. Third paragraph. There isn't any cobra here, he replied, and tried to dismiss the matter. They swore at him and wanted him to be serious. The thing is somewhere here. It is not found before the evening. We will dismiss you. You don't seem to care for the garden. There isn't any cobra here. On hearing this, Dasa replied, there isn't any cobra here. ഇവിടെ ഒരു കോബ്രായും ഇല്ല. And tried to dismiss the matter. എന്നിട്ട് ഈ സംഗതി അങ്ങ് ഖണ്ഡിക്കാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചു. They swore at him. Swore means using bad words, bad and rude words. Swore at him and wanted him to be serious. Then they told him, the thing is somewhere here. If it is not found before the evening, we will dismiss you. എന്തായാലും വൈകുന്നേരത്തിനുള്ളിൽ ഇതിനെ കണ്ടെത്തിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ you will be dismissed. You don't seem to care for the garden. ഇതെന്താ, നിങ്ങൾ ഈ ഗാർഡൻ വൃത്തിയായിട്ട് സൂക്ഷിക്കാത്തത് കൊണ്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ സംഭവിച്ചത്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് പാരഗ്രാഫ്. Some neighbors dropped in. They looked accusingly at Dasa. You have the laziest servant on earth, they said. You ought to keep the surroundings tidy. I have been asking for a grass cutter for months, Dasa said. In one voice, they ordered him to manage with the available things and learn not to make demands. Some neighbors dropped in. On hearing this news, all the neighbors gathered there or assembled there. They looked accusingly. Accusingly means blamingly. They looked accusingly at Dasa. ഒരു കുറ്റക്കാരനെ എന്ന പോലെ ദാസായെ നോക്കി. You have the laziest servant on earth, they said. എന്താ, നിങ്ങളാണ് ഈ ലോകത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും മടിയനായ servant. You ought to keep the surroundings tidy. നിങ്ങൾ ഈ പരിസരം വൃത്തിയായി സൂക്ഷിക്കേണ്ടതായിട്ടുണ്ട്. I have been asking for a grass cutter for months, Dasa said. ദാസ ഇവിടെ മുൻകൂർ ജാമ്യം എടുക്കാനുള്ള ശ്രമത്തിലാണ്. എന്താ പറഞ്ഞത്? I have been asking for a grass cutter for months. ഞാൻ മാസങ്ങളായിട്ട് ഒരു ഗ്രാസ് കട്ടർ ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ട്. In one voice, they ordered him to manage with the available things and learn not to make demands. അവരെല്ലാവരും ഒറ്റ സ്വരത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞു, എന്താ, സാധനങ്ങൾ ആവശ്യപ്പെടാതെ ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ട് മാനേജ് ചെയ്യുക. Meanwhile, more neighbors assembled. അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപാട് ബാക്കിയുള്ള നൈബേഴ്സ് അവിടെ എത്തിച്ചേർന്നു. They began discussing snake menace and the dangers of snake bite. They began helping the neighbor in every possible way. They tucked up their dhotis, seized every available knife and crowbar, and began to hog the garden. Creepers, bushes and lawns were laid low. What could not be trimmed was cut to the root. The inner walls of the house brightened with the unobstructed glare streaking in. When there was nothing more to be done, Dasa asked triumphantly, where is the snake? They began discussing snake menace and the dangers of snake bite. Then, who discussed? The neighbors who gathered there. They began discussing. What did they discuss? They discussed the snake menace. Menace means threat. Menace. M-E-N-A-C. Menace. Snake menace means threat. ഭയാനകത. They discussing snake menace and the dangers of snake bite. പാമ്പ് കടിച്ചാൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ആപത്തിനെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ അവര് ചർച്ച ചെയ്തു. They began helping the neighbor in every possible way. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അവരുടെ അയൽക്കാരനെ എല്ലാ രീതിയിലും അവര് സഹായിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങി. They tucked up their dhotis, seized every available knife and crowbar and began to hog the garden. അവരെന്താ ചെയ്തത്? അവരുടെ ധോത്തീസ് ഒക്കെ മാറ്റി വെച്ചിട്ട് they seized every available knife and crowbar. അവര് കിട്ടിയ ഉപകരണങ്ങളൊക്കെ, സീസ്ഡ് മീൻസ് ടേക്ക് ഹോൾഡ് ഓഫ്, അവിടെ നിന്ന് പിടിച്ചെടുത്ത സാധനങ്ങള്, അവിടെ കുറെ സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ അവർക്ക് കിട്ടി, നൈഫ് കിട്ടി, ക്രോബാർ കിട്ടി, ഇതെല്ലാം ഉപയോഗിച്ച് അവര് ഗാർഡനിലേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങി. Creepers, bushes and lawns were laid low. What could not be trimmed was cut to the root. അപ്പം ഈ പുല്ലുകളൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ട്രിം ചെയ്ത് നിർത്താനുള്ള സൗകര്യം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും നിർത്തുന്നതായിരുന്നു ഭംഗിയെങ്കിലും അവരെന്താ ചെയ്തേ? അവർ ആ റൂട്ട് വെച്ച് തന്നെ അത് കട്ട് ചെയ്തു. The inner walls of the house brightened with unobstructed glare streaking in. അങ്ങനെ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ആ ഭിത്തിയിലെല്ലാം നല്ല സൂര്യപ്രകാശ ശക്തമായ സ്ട്രോങ് ലൈറ്റ്, സ്ട്രോങ് സൺറൈസ് പതിക്കാനായിട്ട് തുടങ്ങി. When there was nothing more to be done, Dasa asked triumphantly. ഇത്രയെല്ലാം ചെയ്തു കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴത്തേക്കും ഒരു വിജയശ്രീലാളിതനെ പോലെ നമ്മുടെ ദാസ വന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു, എന്താണ്? Where is the snake?